The director of WandaVision teases that the Scarlet Witch's story has only just begun in the MCU, and there's plenty more of the character, starting with Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. So let's talk about what the future holds for this seemingly broken Avenger. Boy, that Wanda Maximoff, she's seen some stuff and been through a few things and experiences. It's gonna be really interesting to see how this all plays out in the future of the MCU, considering the character had very little time, and I mean screen time, before WandaVision, and then everything that happens in that series, leading her directly into Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Well, we've known, because they've talked about it over the past couple of weeks, and maybe even months really at this point, that all the directors of the upcoming multiverse-connected projects were all talking to each other, making sure that if you see one project and not the other, you still sort of understand what exactly happened. Now, when it comes to WandaVision, this was the setup to make Wanda the Scarlet Witch, so when we see her in Doctor Strange 2, we understand what the character has gone through, but also that the next chapter and next step for the character is going to be something different. It's a different journey that the character is on. In a recent interview with TV Line, Matt Shankman, the director of WandaVision, talks about the story that they wanted to tell in terms of the narrative that connects everything to Wanda, to what happens in the series and what the next chapter is. And he says that one of the biggest things that they wanted to focus on was the suffering and the loss that Wanda goes through multiple times in her life, the trauma and the emotional core at the center of all of this, and how this is going to propel the character in a completely different direction the next time we see her, meaning, again, Doctor Strange 2. And then Shankman followed up with saying that yes, while her story does continue in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, her suffering, the rest of her complicated history and life, is not done being explored. Just because she is out of WandaVision and that series is done does not mean that the character's story is suddenly going to be once again sidelined as a side character where they don't touch it again. Instead, they're actually going to put the character on the front lines in some of these upcoming products like Doctor Strange 2, where she is another co-star that gets more story time to explain what exactly has happened and what is the new status quo for this character after those events in the series. Now, to me, it's really interesting that they also say that they're going to explore more of her complicated life and history, because I thought we sort of got enough of that in WandaVision, specifically when it came to like the 8th episode, for example. There was a lot of it. There was a lot throughout the series that you can connect the dots to, but maybe they're just sort of dabbling in it a little bit there, and there's a lot more to reflect on and a lot more connections, because we know in some way, shape, or form, there's got to be more stuff that happens with Sokovia and things down the road, so I guess we'll see.